So I'm Laura Della Corte, and today we are here for TV series at the Glasgow Film Festival. We're gonna talk with the director of the players, Sarah Galea Davis. Is my pronunciation is right?
Very good.
Perfect. So, like we were talking like a brief moment ago, I said that this movie for me was personal to see because I was always wondering and asking myself, when you belong in an artistic place or you are, kind of doing something artistic with people, why is such difficult? I mean, like, to have freedom, to have, like, feeling like you belong all together, but there is instead this sense of, manipulation, like you show us in the film and the players, but not only that, like this kind of very tight relationship that can break in the blink of an eye because it's all about jealousy, all about I want to be better than you or I want to be seen more than you. So I would like you to say to us how all this project came along with you and all, like if you have personal experiences as well that you can tell us and share.
Yeah, of course. First of all, I'm glad and also not that you related to the film and that you had such a personal reaction to it. This is our international premiere was last night, and so that was only the third audience we've ever had. But I do find when we show it to people that there is a very strong reaction in terms of relating to the subject matter and relating to our protagonist and what she goes through. So in terms of how I came to the story, I didn't start out trying to write about coercion, manipulation, gaslighting, group complicity. I started out trying to write a much gentler story about female friendship. And I was writing in 2019 in this post-Me Too moment, and I really started analyzing my own experiences in the arts when I was younger as an actor, but also in the film industry in this new moment. And I started really questioning the ways that I had been taught to operate within this world and the kind of dynamics that went on. And I think for so long there wasn't a place for women or female identifying people, and so it was really controlled by men, and so women, instead of being allies, were really pitted against each other in order to have these very few spaces at the table. And instead of banding together and making each other stronger, we undermined each other. And thankfully, I really see that changing, and I really see that changing with the generation below me, but also with across generations now that we're having these conversations publicly. So I just really wanted to, for myself and for, just analyze like how did we get here? And so that's how this story came about.
Yeah, I think one of the, there are many scenes that are kind of hard to watch because there is this part of the relationship between Emily and the director, but not only him, like even the principal character, the woman, that she seems to want to create a connection with Emily, but there is something darker behind it. It's like she wants to be her, or she wants to, to have some kind of power over her, like I made you kind of sense of feeling, if I'm right. And also from the director, there is this feeling of superiority, I think, especially when he takes her to the party, let's say, and he wants her to go there while she is sick, and he knew already what would happen, so he says just, oh, so now he will remember us. And I was totally shocked because no empathy, no no care about the feelings of Emily and how she was feeling. So I would like to ask you, like, how did you make that scene, and how they sounds to you like later when you have watched all the movie?
That scene came quite late in the writing of the film. In terms of that relationship with Marley, it's, I think this is an aspect of what I was talking about. Her power comes through her proximity to him. And so she is trying to maintain some sort of status and control by being in control of Emily. And another thing, like when I was writing this script, I did a lot of research into cults. I listened to a lot of podcasts and read a lot of cult narratives. And the thing that you kind of get across the board with people is that they didn't necessarily feel a connection or an affinity to this leader, but they really had a connection to the group and the people within the group, and they trusted them, and that was their primary relationship. And because those people respected and looked up to this leader, they end up buying into it as well, even if they have misgivings in the beginning. And that is what leads them down the path. And so I really wanted to look at that group dynamic and the complicity of the group, because I think that is an oft looked over part of the story. And so, but in terms of that scene at the party, it was always this moment when he is humiliated and he is brought down and he is brought low. And it was actually my cinematographer who said, he needs to do something with that in that moment. You need to have something, some reaction, some way, like, this is not a man who is going to let this sit. And so, we were throwing out ideas, and I was like, I had considered at some point, maybe she throws up at the party, but it feels kind of too big in this very naturalistic film. And she was like, no, that's absolutely. And so I put it in some versions of the script and I left it out of some others. And I was really back and forth on it the whole time. And in fact, my story editor was like, I don't know, like this feels like it's a big moment, but it's often the way something is on the page it's all about how you end up directing it.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's all about how you portray it on screen. And so I think that came across. Yeah.
So, like, to wrap up all the things we have said, there are a lot of key moments, like when they cut off her hair, like when there is the story of the dress, and also like you said, like I think in the writing process you wanted to show things that then you have to deal with how you direct it actually. So, and there is this, we can say like that Emily goes through like a total change in the end, because it's not like I don't want to make it too simple saying that she lost some kind of ingenuity, because I saw her like very naive, very gentle. So what I would like to ask you is, how was for you like to portray her like that? Like, it's not only the loss of innocence, but it's a total transformation. Like, not only becomes like becoming adult, because it seems like I told you too simple, but something changed, like a level of mentality maybe and psychologically. So I would like to ask you, how was to portray that, and what do you expect people to understand from this change?
That was the portraying the change that happens in Emily was really hard, because I wanted to give the sense that not only that there was this fracture with her childhood, but I also wanted to give you a sense of hope. And that's very hard to do in this story and within this timeline. And I think the way we landed on it is that, each of the women, her mother included, represent a different way of thinking about how you move through the world as a woman. And at the end, you see Emily rejecting all of that. And you don't know exactly how she will piece this together and incorporate this into who she becomes. But I think you get the sense that she won't be like the people that have come before her, and she won't listen to the toxic lessons that she's been taught by the people in her life. And even though that this has been maybe a traumatizing experience, that she will move forward and do something positive with this.